never wanted to be a mother. To me, it was the most thankless, time-consuming, tedious job. I'm sure a lot of you would have experienced similar experiences at some time or the other. When I would look around, I would see parents, I would see children, fighting, arguing. Parents struggling with their children and children struggling with their parents. And I would wonder, why would I want to bring another human being into this world? It'll be painful, not just for me, but also for him. Today, I stand in front of you as the co-founder director of an Institute of Parenting. People change, times change, beliefs change. After, facing 5 years of pressure from society, my husband and I, we decided we'll go and have a baby. We had a delivery due date, June 27, 2000. We were very clear. We did not want our child to be suffering, to be under pressure, to be forcing himself to undergo dreams which were mine. But then in the end, what did we really want for our child? It was simple. We wanted him to be happy, unrestricted. And that's when we started reading, we started researching, and we worked with Aman, my firstborn. And when we saw results, which was basically joy and fulfillment in everyday parenting, we said to ourselves, if as finance professionals, we can do this after 15 hours of working in a day, why cannot anybody else? And that is when we got all our theories together, all our practices together, and we created our first workshop with a set of parents in the year 2005. Today, I'm going to share with you the Parwarish model of child development. When I do that, I want each one of you to take a 2-year-old child, a 3-year-old child that you personally know, bring him into your mind, co-create this model with me. My son was around 4 years old when my father-in-law asked him, Aman, will you invite me over to your marriage? And my son looked up to him and said, Dadu, that's what he calls him, you're 60 years old right now. If you're alive at that time, I will definitely invite you. That was a shocker for a grandfather. Have you seen how children behave during solemn events? For example, during death. You find them playing. Does it mean they don't understand what's happened? Or does it mean they will not miss the people who've gone away? No, not really. A lot depends upon what we tell them. For example, if as a parent we talk about God, there would be a simple equation at work with the child. He'll say that before someone is born, that person is with God. And after he dies, he's again with God. There is a simple logic that they work with. There is nothing in this world which will hold them back. Children are innately born happy. They have the ability to move on irrespective of any pain that they experience. Let me share this with you. When you open the doors of a car, where would a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old really want to go and sit? Most probably at the driver's seat. Why? He knows he can't drive. But he believes in his ability to drive. He believes he can. Take a child to a swimming pool and they're ready to jump into the water. You tell them, maybe you don't know how to swim right now. And the answer you're going to get is, it's so easy. Move your right hand and then move your left hand. And move your right leg and then you move your left leg. Simple. You can swim. And we as parents sometimes feel a bit embarrassed, or we might feel a bit proud. But what we say is, chota hai, bacha hai, samajhta nahi hai. But hey, look at it from the point of view of the child. According to him, he has the self-confidence, the self-belief, the self-reliance. He believes he can do anything. He is born valuing himself. Let me pose a question to you. Do you know how many moons Jupiter has? I didn't, till 2 weeks back. That was when I was hit by a tsunami of questions from my 6-year-old daughter. One of them being, how many moons does Jupiter have? I'm still struggling with the question, is the speed of blood flowing in our body faster than the speed of wind? And I've, requested Mr. Google or Miss Google to tell me, why were mosquitoes created if their only job is to bite and spread infections? That is creativity. Every child is born creative. Give them anything to play with and they will create a game out of it. The questions, the words that children use, 90% of them would have the alphabet W. Why? What? Where? When? Why again? They move around in life, touching things, tasting them, throwing them, wanting to know how everything functions. Children are born creative. Love all. That's not a score I'm talking about. It's something we need to learn from our children. Children shower everybody with their love. Parents, grandparents, relatives, friends, helpers, caregivers. They come to you if they've lost something. They'll come and tell you, Mama, I lost it. They'll come to you, tell you if they've broken something. Dad, I broke this. Will they always do this? That depends upon how you behaved the first time. Children are born humane. Children are also born survivors. They may not be able to talk initially, but they can communicate. They will get what they want. Try to recall a 1-year-old child who's just learning how to walk. What happens? He makes a huge effort and he takes one first baby step. And what happens then? He falls. But does it stop him? He gets up again and he tries again and he'll fall again. And he'll keep on doing that till he's able to walk. And after that, he will run. Children are born survivors. These qualities are innate to a child and we call it the innate circle. After this, we have the nurturing circle. And that is where the role of parents, teachers, and caregivers comes in. How would you define parenting? We feed our children, we take care of them, we educate them, we give them space to develop. That is what is parenting, right? Wrong. Parenting is about nurturing the innate qualities that a child is born with. Parenting is about teaching each child to be responsible for his own life. Nurturing is 2 types. It is through exposure, it is through responsibility. And when I talk about exposure, exposure is both incidental and structured. Let me give you an example of an incidental exposure. A typical household, in the evening, one of the working spouses comes back home. And so that I don't complicate matters, I'll use the word he. It can very well be a she also, so nobody should mind that I'm using only he. The person comes home, he's very tired. He'll come and say a few words to his other spouse, maybe say hi to the child, and wants to unwind. How do we unwind? We sit in front of the television and we watch our favorite program. The child comes up to the parent and probably wants to talk to the parent about how his day was, how did he spend it, what new did he learn, and eventually he'll come and sit next to the parent. And then suddenly, there is magic in the air. And the parent talks to the child and says, when I was your age, I used to play outside. It's good for health. You should always be playing outside. It was a job, for my parents to bring me back home. You need to go out and play healthy. And the child is wondering, what is this? It's a story. Because the child has not seen you play outside. All he's done is seen you plonked in front of the television. A child will not do what you say. A child will do what he sees. This is incidental exposure. Unplanned, but very critical. Exposure is also structural. Your health is structural exposure. Your wellness programs is structural exposure. Exercising, gymming is structural exposure. Our educational system is structural exposure. Structural exposure is also there for us, and it also contributes to nurturing. How many of you would have experienced this, which I'll share with you? Some of you would have been very lucky to have been a part of it, and some of you would have been outsiders viewing it. There is a view in the morning, maybe a chilly morning, and parents and children are standing at the bus stop waiting for the school bus. What do you see? Parents huddled together, probably complaining about the school, probably complaining about how early it is for the bus to come. Some of them might be standing alone and wondering, I have so much work to do, but so little time. What am I doing here? And what do you see the children doing? They're talking. They're chatting away animatedly. Maybe playing ball. You know what they're doing? They are creating gratification in what they're doing. Gratification is a very important component of growth. We also have failure. Failure is wow. We train parents and children not to feel dejected when they fail. In fact, they ought to celebrate it, because that means they've gone ahead and done something which they did not know earlier on. The other aspect of Parwarish is responsibility. Responsibility. We are responsible parents, so what do? We work with our children. We sit and do their homework with them. We teach them during examinations. We even provide pick-up and drop services for their hobby classes, because we are such responsible parents, right? Wrong. We are so prone to taking on responsibility that we have taken on the responsibility of our child. Why cannot we make him responsible for what he does? Make him responsible for cleaning up after he's done his work. Make him responsible for his own studies. In summary, if I were to say, each child is born a no-limit child. A no-limit child with all the powers in the world to be anything, to do anything, to achieve anything. That is the point of discovery. Together, the parents and the children, along with the teachers and the caregivers, work together in a day-to-day life and realize that no limitness of a child. We've conducted programs with lots of parents. We've been amazed at the kind of results that has been created. Parents and children creating joy and fulfillment in everyday parenting. This is across nationalities. Indians, Americans, Germans. For example, a child who used to cry while going to school because dictation scores were so low is not scared of examination anymore. A child who did not know how to make friends because the nationality was different and they looked different now has night overs with his friends. I am humbled by these experiences. Today, I stand in front of you as a parent, as a teacher, and as a caregiver, with a mission to take this model forward to every other parent, every other teacher, and every other caregiver, to create a movement where every child who is a creation of purest purity lives in a world of no limitness. And in the end, I'd like to say, happy parenting.